First, let's talk about taxes. Perhaps the tipping point for our early founders was the oppressive taxation levied by the king and a government more concerned about themselves than the happiness of the people. As most of you know, Governor Rendell and I agree on very little. On a range of issues, be it our view on the role of government or our divergent views on the rule of law. And as a result, we tend to part company rather regularly when it comes to taxes and spending. And in the budget fights of his first 4 years, and now halfway into his second term, Governor Rendell has looked to the big three: taxes, debt, and increased government spending as his solution to solve all of our problems. Hardly my idea of an acceptable vision. And it goes something like this. If the roads and the bridges are crumbling, tax, toll, borrow and spend. If the state economy is faltering, borrow and spend. If mass transit systems are losing money and badly mismanaged, raise fares, borrow and spend. And if families can't afford health care, the answer is more taxes, new programs, more spending. Of course, in an attempt to fool the public, to those who embrace big governmentism, taxes are called revenue enhancements. Borrowing is called adjusting the debt ceiling. And increases in spending are called targeted strategic investment. But friends, no matter how smooth the terminology, ordinary Pennsylvanians, thanks to the newspapers and independent blogs, citizen activists are beginning to do their own fact checks. They are wise to this trickery. With calculators and Google searches on their BlackBerries, when the governor delivers his budget address, you can now log on to a watchdog website about state spending like PADietPlan.com and get the facts when any governor, Republican or Democrat, says that we need to spend more money to solve our problems. Here are just a few facts about Pennsylvania's spending problem. From 1970 to 2007, state spending went up 168%. That's billions upon billions of dollars for new programs, for schools and prisons. But 168% increase hasn't done a whole lot to change the state's economic bottom line. All that money during the same 30-year period has dragged the state to the bottom of the 50 states. Government simply can never spend us into prosperity. It never could, and it never will. Now listen to this. Despite increased record spending, we are 49th in job growth. We are 45th in personal income growth. And we are 48th in population growth among the 50 states. So the next time a governor talks to you or me about investment opportunities, let's make sure that he hears our answer. It's our money, and we can spend it better. So when it comes to proactive solutions to overspending, what I've learned over the years as I've been forced to vote no on about a dozen of the 15 budget votes is that big governmentites lack self-discipline and, like bad parents, don't have the will to say no. Even when they have clear alternatives in the form of realistic zero growth or smart growth budgets which I and others here have routinely crafted. That's why I support the Taxpayer Protection Amendment, a defined limitation on state spending that would force governors and members to do what they should do on their own, but seem to lack the courage to do. Here's how that spending limit would work. The plan has two gatekeepers. First, the inflation rate, and second, the population growth. Simply described, the legislature would be prohibited from adopting any state budget that would increase spending beyond a combination of inflation rate and population growth. If Pennsylvania families aren't prospering, then government shouldn't either. This morning I want to enlist you in the cause of fighting to pass the Taxpayer Protection Amendment.